Your hands are going.
Just like that. Just like that.
You gotta shimmy with it. What's going on, YouTube? I am Mr. Pleasant.
And I am Mrs. Pleasant.
Welcome to A Pleasant Love. I hope everyone's doing well.
How y'all doing?
We doing all right. We getting there. I want to go out. 9.5 years of marriage. We made it. Give me some. Yeah. All right. So, January 1st, 2021 is going to be 10 years. 10 years of marriage. So, anytime you in that long with someone, you need a check-in. In our case, we need a marriage check. All right, so we have a set of 5 questions, before and after questions, that we want to just ask ourselves and see where we're at in our marriage.
And what this came from was we went to Family Life conference
last year. This time about
our good friends that we know, they know who they are. They suggested they're about to hit their 10-year. No. They already hit their 10-year, and we're having the same type of conversations of struggles, and they suggested us that we go, and we wanted to go with them, but we couldn't, so we went together. And at that conference, it awakened our marriage. Really, it really did. It made us really see each other for who we are and where we are and where we want to go,
right?
And how to fix what was broken, what was misunderstood. And so from that, it recharged our marriage a whole lot. So in that, thank God we got that last year, and so it made us really look at what we thought marriage was going to be and what it is now for us, and like what does it mean for our future. So we have a couple of questions to ask each other, and then we're going to ask before Family Life what we thought, and then after Family Life to present what we think about some of those similar questions. First question is, what was your idea of marriage before getting married? So let me go. So my idea of marriage was, I thought of it as just two people who really love each other get together, and when you whatever you had before you got married, you're just gonna blossom even more. To the intricate details of it, I didn't think about those intricate details of how does a marriage work, because I didn't have an example of asking myself those questions, if that makes any sense. So my idea was this glorious thing of two people, husband and wife coming together to make a great family, great future for themselves, and supporting one another. And then however you were before you got married was you're going to just stay that way. And it's just going to grow, right? You're not going to really change. That's kind of naively, that's what I thought. And that you just hold on to who you are, and y'all love together will just blossom into something great. That's what I thought of marriage should be. And of course, under God. Well,
with me, marriage was pretty much set in stone for me. My mom and dad at the time of this taping, over 50 years of marriage. So I pretty much, thank you God, I had a good example.
Yeah.
So of course I had the idea of, don't play around, get married. I had my dad to, have his role model example of what I needed to be as a husband. Of course, I'm not gonna act like that's perfection, because I was a kid looking at my parents, so a lot of the stuff they worked through or the arguments they had, I didn't have to see any of that. So I will say I came in with a false sense of, all I gotta do is do exactly what I saw my dad do, and I'll be fine, in a marriage, because that's what it is. But unfortunately, that was the shallow the superficial of marriage. When you start actually getting married, you start seeing all the intricate details.
And then one question that's not on there is, and I'm just gonna throw this in here, what as a wife, what was my role? Like, as a wife, what did I think my role as a wife was? Because that was interesting that you said your dad. I'm like, oh, well, you had a dad. I didn't know what a wife was. So, for me, a wife before I got married was the gender role that we all see. Clean, you cook, you have a good meal for your husband when he comes home. Not even thinking that I'm working too. How would I juggle all of that? That was before, but that was my idea of like pampering my husband. If that's a word. I mean, if that's a phrase, but catering to him and like supporting him like 100% on it in everything 100% of the time. Like, as a wife, that's what I thought a wife would do all the time.
The husband, of course, is the basic being there, support, being the provider. Yeah. God blessed me that I be able to actually have my dad in my house. And, he did the military thing till I was like 7. So I really didn't see him in those younger years. But once he retired from the military, he was all in. And then I also got the benefit of being the last born. So, he was done with military. They were older, so he was there. And, I just had to be there. I just had to exist. Because when you're growing up and you hear your friends and other family members saying, oh, you lucky you got a dad in your house. So in my mind, I was like, as long as I'm there. as long as I'm... See, they don't have their dad. I have my dad, so he's there. As long as I be there,
you good.
You good.
You good.
Hey, what's the problem? That's what we're talking about. The superficial, the
things you don't, the things you don't know.
Yeah.
So then the next question is, what was our ideas of sex
before marriage?
Before marriage, like, what do we think sex was gonna be like once we got married? Want me to go first?
Yeah, you go first.
Risque.
You nasty.
So
I'm keeping it in too.
So I thought sex was gonna be explosive. I thought it was gonna be like 3 times a day.
How in the world did you get that idea?
Hey,
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I ain't had none. I'm trying to get it. You understand me? I thought it was gonna be, explosive all the time. Like, blow your mind. Like, all the time. every day. Multiple times a day. Yeah, that was my idea of sex.
It was hard for me because, sex wasn't the biggest thing on my mind. I was a different kind of guy. I was raised like super religious in the church, like you don't do it. So in my eyes, it was like I had the old fashioned idea. Like, the only reason I don't have sex is if I want to have a little junior or little missus. Like, we had that vanilla idea. Unfortunately, I didn't think of it like that. I'm not saying that when I got older, my ideas changed, but it was still like here and there. Like, I knew I didn't want to do it until I got married, but I just didn't have an idea how it was gonna look. I really did. You changed me. Was that song You Changed Me?
Oh God. What's the next question, Will?
What's the biggest surprise when you get married? What's the biggest surprise?
It was nothing like what I thought it was gonna be. You want a short answer? It was nothing like what I thought it was gonna be. Nothing.
Like, I guess we're talking about like that first year.
It was nothing like, it was part of what I thought it was gonna be. Let me not say nothing. It was like 25% of what I 100% thought it was gonna be. I think the bliss the bliss that people think about when you think about, oh, I'm gonna get married.
Oh, the happily ever after.
That there it is. I think that I was like, this ain't happily ever after. This just is after.
It's the same thing, but you're legally committed to somebody now.
Yeah, it just is. So that was a surprise, and then also my energy level. I did, and I will say, it's just no, and like it's not humanly possible.
We're limited. We have limitations.
100%. The cook, the it's just not possible.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was that was disappointing for me because I was just like, man, I just thought I could, and that's me being naive, I guess. I just thought that was my big surprise for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess mine was the sacrifice. I guess what I say was sacrifice. I'm talking about you have to realize that all your actions affect you, your spouse now, your partner. Bring any harm.
Being considerate.
Yeah. It was just, and I have no problem with consideration. There's bigger things. Like I can't just go and buy a PlayStation. I gotta think about maybe we got bill or we need a new couch. I can't just go out after work and not be considerate and come home at midnight. Like you gotta be considerate of other people. So I'm not saying I was in that level, but you just have to make sure that you're considerate. This is a check-in. It's a marriage check-in.
Next question.
It makes us stronger. Promise. What's your biggest dreams you thought you could conquer before marriage?
For me, I thought I could conquer. This is very personal. Temper, my anger. I thought I could conquer that and be in more control of myself when I do get upset about something, and be able to communicate myself well to William about certain things. I also thought that I could conquer some of my insecurities about my weight and lose it and be like super fit so that when I got married, I could just continue on my journey of being super fit, I thought I could conquer that before I got married. I also thought I could conquer my financial freedom investment before I got married. And I'll explain that one day a little bit more than what this brief video is for.
The biggest one was being able to work as a team. I'll always solo dolo, like I got this, I can take care of this, Not that I don't want or need someone's help, but I feel I always was the person like, well, I could do it faster. Let me knock it out, real quick. And then also go back into consideration for the others. Like you have to make sure. I didn't think me doing it would, hurt someone's feelings.
Right.
But since that's the case, I have to make sure I protect. If I'm protecting all of my wife, I also want to protect their feelings as well. So.
And the last question for the before is, what struggles did you foresee you having prior to being married? The financial struggle, because we don't come from Betty Warbucks. Amen. We come from hard-working people who work hard every day for every coin, dime,
still working,
dollar, check they get. I knew it was gonna be a struggle. Sex was gonna be a struggle because I was like I said, I thought sex was gonna be so it would have been like but the struggle, I think, for me is the struggle that I thought was gonna be is that we don't know what we're doing, or so how is this gonna be?
Yeah.
Hey, a ball of fire if we figure it out.
Right.
Family growth and maturity in the sense of some ties that you have or some thoughts that you might have. Will that change? Will it develop? Will it get better? Those type of struggles.
I guess the struggle I had was getting outside of my head. I was a jerk, cocky, all you name it, I just arrogant, you name it, I had it. So getting outside my head and kind of going back to the other question, working well with others. Something we're supposed to learn in elementary school, I had a problem with.